Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Peter here. So today we're looking at the house of Nasomatto, and this is called Pardon. This is one of my all-time top 3 favourite fragrances. I love this one. It smells... this is actually my very first video on YouTube as a fragrance channel. I did this as my #1 formal fragrance. This is what I like to wear in a suit and tie. It just smells very rich and sexy and elegant and sophisticated and classy. There's a sense that it smells expensive. It just smells very rich and opulent to me. It's just fantastic. Very, very hard to describe. I will say Nasomatto don't actually tell you what's in the perfume. There's no official note breakdown, so anybody that says there's this or that in, it is purely guessing. You know, it's speculation, it's just guess what you think is in it, basically. And I think that's cool, but it makes it hard to describe to people because there's no way of backing it up whether you're right or wrong, basically. But the sense that it gives to me is when you first spray it, it's actually very potent, it's very, very strong, and it'll take about half an hour just to settle down and become more rounded, if you know what I mean. So don't be put off by the strength of it. You know, if you're not used to strong fragrances, this might knock you back a bit for the first half an hour. It is very strong, but it smells fantastic. You get a rich, dark sweetness, which the general kind of consensus is that it's dark chocolate, and I would agree, it definitely does give that vibe. Most people say there is a spice in the opening, which most say is cinnamon. And again, I would probably agree, although I don't think it's a cinnamon bomb by any means. I think everything is very well balanced in this fragrance. There's nothing that particularly jumps out as overtaking anything else. I think there's kind of 3 main elements to this fragrance. You've got the dark chocolatey sweetness, you've got the oud, which is noticeable, and you've got this slightly warm spice, but it's not a spicy fragrance at all, in my opinion. So don't think this is a spicy fragrance with the word cinnamon being used. Cinnamon has a natural sweetness to it, which I think comes through. But I would say the cinnamon acts more as a top note, and kind of the effect of that disappears after 30 minutes, in my opinion. So when people say, oh, it smells of cinnamon and dark chocolate, I don't think you can smell the cinnamon after half an hour. So as the mid of the fragrance develops after the 30-minute mark, to me that kind of just smells of this very dark sweetness mixed with this quite pungent oud, but the oud is nice. It's not medicinal, it's not too sharp, although it does have a very subtle, sharp edge to it. But it's not piercing, it's not unpleasant, it smells really good. So if you're not a fan of oud, I'm not sure how you would feel about this fragrance, because I'm hit and miss with oud myself. There's a lot of oud fragrances that are way too strong, way too ugly, sharp, medicinal, too pungent. This is very rich, very warm, very beautiful. I think if you're not a fan of oud, I think this is still worth checking out personally. I think it's not too much. It comes across as a little bit unusual, I think, maybe to some. It is quite unique and different, but I just think it smells very dark and mysterious, and it has a sexy vibe to it. There is a kind of another nuance to it that I don't think anybody else has ever mentioned. But if you close your eyes and you smell it in the mid, I kind of get a leathery feel. Now bear with me, because I don't think anyone's ever said this before. So if you own this fragrance, smell it in the mid, close your eyes, and just imagine maybe like a brown leather base slabbed on with a bar of dark, rich, expensive dark chocolate with oud on the top. I kind of get that vibe. I mean, it doesn't smell like a leather fragrance, so that's not what I'm saying at all. There's just a nuance of it. If you imagine and close your eyes, you get a sense of some kind of a leatheriness in the background somewhere with this dark chocolatey sweetness and oud. At least to my sort of visualization of the fragrance. I just think it smells fantastic. It is quite hard to describe, so I would say it's one you definitely have to test yourself to get a really good feel for it if you like it or not. I don't think anyone can do it justice in description in words, but it is very dark, mysterious and sexy and quite confident and mature. I don't think a teenager could wear this. I think it definitely lends itself to someone a little bit more grown up, but it just smells fantastic. I actually did a video on this with my friend Charlotte a while ago, and I never got around to doing this part of the video, so I'll go back and I'll show you what my friend Charlotte thinks of this. Back with Charlotte, guys. She's going to give her opinion on Nasomatto's Pardon. Check it out.
I think that smells really sexy.
Sexy?
Yeah. If I smelled that on a guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That good?
Yeah. I think it is unusual. I think you could wear it for quite a lot of occasions, definitely on a night out. It'd impress me. Could
you see a guy in a suit and tie wearing that?
Yes. Yeah.
What would you give that out of 10?
I think I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10.
She says it's sexy, guys.
This is my favourite one.
And it's a 9.5 out of 10. Nice. Awesome. This is actually Charlotte's favourite fragrance in my entire collection, and the only one that she said was sexy. So she was really impressed with this. She said she would be very impressed smelling this on a guy on a night out. And, I've got to say, I have tested this on most of my friends and they've all liked it. I've actually not had... This is one of the few fragrances I own that haven't had a bad reaction from anybody. Like, literally everybody has liked it, which is rare. I mean, it is unusual, but there's just something more mass appealing than I think people give this credit for. I think people are kind of a little bit scared to wear this with it being a little bit different or a little bit strong. Although people say this isn't a crowd pleaser, I kind of beg to differ. I think go around and show this to most people and I think you will struggle to get a negative reaction from it. It is really nice. In terms of performance for this, on my skin I get 10 hours longevity with about 1 to 2 hours of a good projection. But I spray light, so I daren't spray this more than twice. I only ever spray this 2 times just here and that's it. It lasts a lot longer on clothing, but on skin I get 10 hours. I got mine in the mid of 2015, so this is either a 2014 batch or an early 2015 batch. So I can't help with the reformulation, whether this is reformulated or not, I have no idea. But if this is reformulated, it still lasts 10 hours, which I think is amazing for any fragrance. It comes in 2 sizes. You have the 30ml, which is here. It also comes in a 4ml roll-on, which I think is quite cool and I don't think anybody knows about. Nobody's ever talked about it. If you go to the direct website, you can buy a miniature roll-on bottle that's 4ml and it's reasonably priced considering how long roll-ons normally last. They last a long time. This is one of my favourite fragrances ever. I just think it's very dark and mysterious and sexy, and it's just a nice balance of everything. There's a lush sweetness to it, but it has this dark, alluring, sexy edge. The oud isn't too strong, the sweetness isn't too strong, it's just very, very well balanced. In my opinion, I just think it's fantastic. I love it. There's nothing bad I can say about this fragrance, and the bottle looks awesome, which I like as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you again next time.